Hello friends, old and new, my name is Mustafa and this is MK Fingerstyle Academy. Last Thursday, I uploaded the Darth Vader theme because it happened to be May the 4th. Be with you. So in this lesson, I'm going to take the last 2 bars of that arrangement and convert it into an exercise. This exercise is great for preparing beginner students for the technical requirements of the intermediate world because it features a lot of usages of the 4th finger in your left hand or the pinky. It features a few legato tricks as well as some neat and a little bit confusing right hand fingerings. If you're already an intermediate student, this exercise is great for speed development, but if you're a beginner, you'll benefit the most from this. With that in mind, the PDF of these 2 parts is available on my Patreon alongside a full tutorial of the entire Darth Vader theme. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check it out, and if you support me, thanks in advance. Let's talk about the fingerings, and then I'll give you a slow playthrough with a metronome. Alright, so this exercise is divided into 4 groups, each being 4 notes long, with the first note of each note being an open low G string. The trick here would be to learn each group on its own, but then combine these groups together so it sounds like it's one lick. And we're going to do that by using that open low G note, which is an open string, to allow us to move our fingers and set up the next group of 4 notes. So the first group is an open G string with your thumb. And now you're going to use your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, which is note G, and then A flat with your 4th finger, which is the 4th fret, and then the F with your 1st finger, which is the 1st fret. And because those 3 notes are on the same string, I'm going to alternate my right hand fingers. And I'm going to start with my middle finger. It's important that you start with your middle finger in this particular group. So that's middle, index, middle. Notice how when I played that 4th finger, I didn't let go of my 3rd finger. Then I have to let go to play the 1st fret. Now the second group is thumb on that low G string. We already have the 3rd fret with our 3rd finger. It's prepared while we played that F. We are already in the 1st position. So we're going to play that E flat with our 3rd finger. 2nd finger plays the 2nd fret. So that's index, middle for the right hand, index, middle, and for the left hand, that's 3-2. And then thumb plays the 4th fret with our 4th finger. Playing the first 2 groups, middle, index, middle, thumb. And again, we're all in the 1st position. Now it gets a little bit confusing when it comes to the left hand. We play the open G with our thumb. Now I'm going to play the 3rd fret with my 4th finger, with my index. This is important, you have to play it with your index. Then your 3rd finger plays the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, kind of like in a D major chord shape. And the reason you do that is because you need your 1st and 2nd finger free to play that sort of a D minor shape that comes right after. So it's important that you play these with your 4th and 3rd so you have enough fingers to play what's next. And it also helps with legato. So you're going to play your open G, 4th finger, index, 3rd finger, middle, and now you're going to go up a string, 2nd finger, index. Notice how I didn't let go of that F sharp. It's still there ringing. Right? They ring, they overlap each other. And now, index, middle, index. My thumb is prepared, and because I played that last note with my index, my middle is naturally placed to play the 2nd string. And now, to start the last group, I finish the 3rd group with my index finger on the 3rd string, which means my middle is naturally situated on the 2nd string. So I'm going to use my thumb and middle to play that sort of quasi D minor chord shape. But because it's at the beginning of the beat, I have to add a low G to it. So that's thumb and middle at the same time. And then I'm going to stretch, use my 3rd finger, index, because I've already used my middle, so the next finger is index and it's up a string. Then thumb, 4th finger, and then thumb, 1st fret. And then you loop back by playing the open G. So the 3rd group and the 4th group together, index, middle, index, middle, index, thumb, thumb, thumb. Now, when you play it together, it's important you don't play it as a group of 4 pause, group of 4 pause, group of 4 pause, and so on. You need to make sure they flow from one to the other. So you have to kind of force yourself to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Once you force yourself to play that downbeat or that one beat on time, you'll automatically move to play the second group. Otherwise, you risk playing group of 4, pausing, group of 4, pausing, and you'll never sound good. So when you put the whole thing together, open, 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 and so on. Now, of course, for speed developers, you're going to have to use a metronome to force yourself to go really fast. But even if you're not a speed developer, if you're just a beginner, you still want to use a metronome to make sure you get all the beats right. So it isn't 4/4, just go with whatever tempo you want. For me, I'm going to go with 60 beats per minute. Tick, tick, tick. There you go. So when it hits red, that's the first beat. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Really focus on hitting that beat. And using that open low G to keep the flow going. Make sure you don't speed up or slow down. The metronome will fix all your tempo issues, so make sure you use it. As I mentioned before, this exercise should take you a week, if not less, to master. When you do, post it on Instagram and tag me. I would give you some feedback. If you want the sheet, it's available on my Patreon alongside a full tutorial of the entire Darth Vader theme. But if you want the PDF only, it's available on my music notes in the video description. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Until next time.